Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how you can use a Google document. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is my Google document interface. You can come to this section by clicking the Google apps over here and then selecting the docs icon, which is going to bring you over here. And over here you can click start a new document, or you can also access the template gallery where you have resume template, letter template, a project proposal template, and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to add my title and call this as a marketing report on mangoes. So next we have the template section over here. So when I click that, I can browse through various features that are provided by Google Document, and I can insert the one of my liking. You also have a meeting note prompt over here. So when you select that, this prompt will be reflected in your Google document where you can add date, calendar events, and the notes that you took from your call or meetings. You also have an email draft prompt over here, which is what you can use if you want to just, put together an email draft and get it reviewed by your supervisor. And we have more section over here, which is what you can use to play around with different features. So for instance, for meeting, you also have a simple decision log template over here, which you can use if you want to discuss through various topics and who's going to make the decision and the status of those line items. For project management, you have a review tracker that you can insert into the system. You have a team directory, project asset section as well, and a product roadmap. So over here you can type out your text, and I put together this dummy marketing report for the purpose of this video. So I pasted it into my system. On the top section, you're going to see various editing features that you can use. So for instance, let's say I am sharing this report on a Zoom call or a Google Meet call and it's too further away. So I can use this feature over here and just zoom in so it's visible to my audience. You also have the heading section over here, which is where you can play around with the formatting of the text styles. So for instance, we have heading 3 selected for this font, and I want to switch it to like heading 1. So I'm going to click apply heading 1, and it's going to be slightly larger like that. Similarly, you can adopt the same approach to adjust the styling for the other text on your document. You can select the font styling over here and pick the one that you like. So I'm going to go with Times New Roman for the purpose of this video, and I'm going to press Command A to select everything and just click this icon over here and select Times New Roman, so that way all the text has the same font style. Next, I'm going to select this text and I want to increase the size of it. So I can click font size over here and I can just increase it slightly like that. And you can also click the bold icon over here if you want to make it bold, italics, or underline. You can change the text color by clicking this icon over here and selecting any of these text color options. You can also click the highlight color section, which is where you can use any of these colors to highlight a certain piece of your text, like so. Now let's say I want this text to be linked to a certain URL. So I can do that by clicking the text and selecting this link button over here and then just pasting my link into the screen. So now as you can see that when I click this text, it has been linked to this URL, and when I select it, I'm going to be directed to this page. You can also change the link. So if you are working with a document where there are like multiple links involved, you can click this edit link over here and you can remove this link and replace it with the new link and click apply. Now let's say I have a question about this statement and I want to reach out to my marketing team to understand where did they get this matrix. So I can do that by clicking this comment icon over here and just leaving a comment for my team so I can tag them as well. So I'll do that by adding the add button. So I'll add the person that I want to tag and I'll leave a comment saying, hey, where did we get this number from? And I'm going to assign it to the person that I'm working with, and I'll click assign over here. Google Docs is asking you to share this document with the person. So you can share it with them as a commenter or an editor If you share it with them as a commenter, they can comment only on this document, but if you give them the editor access, they can go in and make changes to the content of the document. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to give them commenter access. Then I'm going to click comment. And now my teammate has the access to this document, so they can review it and they can leave comments as well by replying to this thread. So that's essentially how you can leave comments and work in a collaborative manner in the Google document. You can also leave comments by clicking this button over here that says add comment. So there are like two ways to go about it, but personally I just think this is like way more easier to just like drop a comment. You have line and paragraph spacing element over here, which you can use if you want to have more spaces between two lines or a paragraph. So for instance, I like to work with documents that have double spacing. It's just like easier to read. So I'll click double, and that way there is more line space between these two sentences. Now I'm going to select this text and I want these options to have a checklist menu. So to do that, you're going to click this icon over here that says checklist menu, and you're going to select these options. So that way we have these little check boxes over here. So when you're going through these items and like reviewing it, you can just select this icon like that. Once we have addressed this concern, we can click this checkbox, and then this whole line item would be canceled like that. You can add bullet points by clicking the bulleted list section over here, and you do have different sort of bullet points that you can like play around with. So I'm going to select this one over here. I just like it visually, but you can play around with like different options just to like see which one you want to go for. I'm reviewing this information about consumer trends, and I think this is really good information. I love how insightful it is, and I want to just leave a reaction to it. So you can do that by clicking the add emoji reaction, and you can leave any of these cute emojis and just make it a bit more fun and visual. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to select this opportunities text, and I feel that this is incorrect and I want to make a suggestion to my team. So I'm going to select the text and then click this icon over here that says suggest edits, and I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to reply saying this is not valid, please remove this section from the document. And I can tag like whoever I'm working with, and I can hit reply. So that way they can see my feedback that I feel this information is not valid and we gotta like get rid of it. And if they agree with my feedback, they can click this icon over here which says accept suggestion, or they can click this icon over here which says reject suggestion. If they click accept suggestion, this would be done automatically, like the whole text would disappear from the document. Now let's say instead of adding opportunities, I want to tell this person to add more information on challenges, right? So I can put that over here. At the same time, there's going to be a prompt that would be generated which says that the suggestion is to add more information on challenges, and then whoever is working on this document can like integrate that information and like accept my suggestion. So that's a great way to use the suggesting tool. And when you're done with your suggesting mode, you can click over here and go back to the editing mode. You also have a viewing mode as well, which is what you can use if you want to preview how this document looks like visually once all the edits and updates are made. I'm gonna go back to my editing mode over here. Now I want to add a little table or graph into my Word document to make it a bit more visual. So you can do that by clicking the insert button, and then you can insert table, and over here you can select the specs of the table that you need. If you need it to be like by 3x2 or 4x2 and things like that. So I'm gonna do 4x2, and as you can see that a table has been inserted into my Word document, and now I can go in and integrate the information. So this is great, and I want to color this section because it's my headline, so I'll make sure that like a yellow color is selected, and I'll also center this text and make sure it's center aligned like so. Now this is the header, and I want this header to be pinned at this point, which means that it doesn't really have to move. So I'm going to click this icon over here, so that way my header will be pinned on this section. Now you can go in and add all of your information over here, and if you want to insert another row below it, you can click this icon which says insert one row below, or you can do a left click over here and select insert one row below. If you want to insert a row above, you can select that. If you want to insert a column to your left or right, you can select these options. And if you want to delete a row, you can click the delete row button like that. And if you want to delete this whole table, you can click delete table section over here. So then I want to insert a chart into my document. So I'll do that by clicking this chart icon, and you have a different form of charts. So we have bar charts, column charts, line charts, or pie charts. So I'm going to stick to my favorite, which is a pie chart. And as you can see, it has been integrated into my Word document, but I want to make sure the information is accurate. So I'm going to click this icon over here, select open source. So I will come to this page, and over here I do have my value matrix that has been integrated into this pie chart. So we have team 1, which is 24. So team 1 is known as 21% of this whole pie. Team 2 is 36. Team 3 is 12, and team 4 is 38. And similarly, it has been shown in a percentage form. And I'm going to click update button over here. So the same piece of information will be reflected in my Word document as well. So that's essentially how you can use the charts and integrate it into your Word document. You can click this icon over here, which is where you're going to see all the comments that has been left on this document, and you can review it. You can click share button, and over here you can enter the email addresses of people with whom you would like to share this report. And over here you can also select their category, so you can share it to them as a viewer, commenter, or editor, or you can transfer ownership as well, so that way you can work in more collaborative manner. I want to download a copy of this document into my computer. So I'm going to click file button, and I'm going to click download, and you can download it as a Word document, a PDF document, a plain text, or any of these formats. I usually go for PDF documents because it makes sure like the formatting stays in the same place. And this is our PDF document. So I'm just going to open it into my computer, and this is what it looks like. And if I click this, it works, the link is working, so all good there. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can actually play around with. I wanted to make sure that in this video I cover the most cliche, the most mainstream things that you would use on your day-to-day. And I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know if you need a more detailed or more insight into this platform. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you guys in my next one. Bye.